What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a playthrough today of Pokemon Crystal with Chinchou, the angler Pokemon, and he evolves into Lanturn, the light Pokemon. We're going to go and watch his first battle here. Now, some things I want to explain early is Chinchou was a very big challenge. First off, it's in the slow level up rate, which means it takes very long to get every level that you get in this game. But to help us level up, there's a little path if you go north here when you're on your way to the first city. If you go up here, you can face Geodudes, and they'll go down in one shot to a whole bunch of bubbles. So it's a great way to level up, even though they're only like level 2, level 3. It is still a great way to level up. It might be as high as level 5. We might get some lucky ones in there. But this is the way that I was able to level up. Every one of these is a one shot. You don't have to worry about wasting time. You know what you're going to get out of it. Sometimes you come across a Rattata. It does happen occasionally. But the whole point of this is we got to level up to be able to even beat our rival. Our rival has a Chikorita, which is resistant to our water move, and we don't have other moves that do damage, so we have to rely on Confusion Luck and a little bit of Paralyze. So here's our battle with our rival. Chikorita is going to come out, and we're going to come out with Chinchou. We named it Cincinnati. If you know what that's from, comment that down below. But we're going to go ahead and go for Thunder Wave, get it paralyzed, and we're just going to do Bubble. I think we used a little bit of Confusion early, but Bubble's the way to go. Just knock it out. It takes a lot of turns to knock it out, so it's very long. And we're 10 minutes into this playthrough, 10 and a half minutes, and we just now beat our rival. So that gives you a little bit of a heads up of what's going to go on with this playthrough. So now we're going on to the next city, and we have all these first encounters with trainers. I'm going to go over the stats. HP is 75, so that's actually a pretty good stat for HP. First stage Pokemon, very solid. Attack is 38, defense is 38. Those two are pretty bad. Special attack is 56, and special defense is 56. So special is definitely the stat that we need to work on, and we need everything to kind of go that way. This is a special attacker. It's not a balanced attack or anything. We do get some physical moves, but special is where it's at. And then speed is 67, and that's actually pretty good for a first stage Pokemon. But what's crazy about this Pokemon is when you evolve, that stat doesn't change. It's the other stats around it that change. It's kind of similar to where if you ever played through with like Magikarp and evolve into Gyarados. Gyarados and Magikarp are differentiated by one stat point when it comes to speed. It goes from like 80 to 81 speed or something like that. So this is kind of similar. We go from 67 speed to 67 speed when we evolve. So we don't actually that stat doesn't evolve, if you want to get technical with the phrasing. But those are our stats. 330 base power. It's actually not horrible for a first stage. The real problem with this Pokemon, though, is its level up moveset. If it was designed a little bit better, the early part of the game would be pretty much a cakewalk. But they didn't design it this way. It is not designed very well. We don't get anything early, and we're going to see the moves here in just a moment. But yeah, stats decent, but we don't exactly have the things that coincide with that. And what's crazy is we don't have great actually physical attack, and we have to level up to get a move that is physical attack just to beat the first gym, and probably beat most of Bellsprout Tower too. So, but yeah, we'll just finish up this battle here. Once this battle's done, we'll move on to Bellsprout Tower. And Bellsprout Tower, you will see the struggles that we're having here. And now we're going to go ahead and go into, actually we're going in the Falconer's Gym. We're just going to fight these first two trainers here. They don't have any ground moves or anything, but we start the game off with Bubble, 20 base power, 30 with stab, 100% accurate. Garbage move. Thunder Wave is a move that can paralyze the opposition. 100% accurate. It's pretty useful. Also makes it so we can go first all the time in situations where we don't outspeed. Supersonic is a move that can confuse the opposition. And yeah, that's what we start the game with. And Flail is at level 13. We get that. It's a normal move, and what it does is the more damage you've taken, the stronger it gets. So you can use that and manipulate that to a degree, but it's not something I actually try to do because I've scouted a video, watched like another playthrough of this like from a year or two ago. And Flail can be used to your advantage. It also can be used against you. At level 17, we get Water Gun, 40 base power with stab, and that's not even close. Not even close. So I'm going to go right back to that, and I'm going to pause it right there. Water Gun with stab, it's 60 base power, 100% accurate. Spark, you get level 25, it's 65 base power, 100% accurate. With stab, it's about 98. Confuse Ray, We don't even use these other moves, so I'll briefly go over them. Confuse Ray we might use for a little bit. It's better than Supersonic because it confuses every time. Takedown not going to use. It's garbage with its accuracy. Doesn't have great power, and it also has recoil. And Hydro Pump we're not going to use because Hydro Pump it has a really garbage accuracy. And I know that the computer, every time the computer does it, it seems like it works great. But every time I use it, it doesn't seem to work that way. So I just don't even deal with it. So here is our TM moveset. We get access to Curse and Toxic. We're not going to use. We're actually not even going to use Zap Cannon. Though it is very powerful, it's 150 base power. That accuracy is garbage. So we're not going to do that. Hidden Power, I was going to go with Fire initially, but we don't get an Ice move until after the Elite Four, so we're going to need to deal with Lance. So I decided to go Hidden Power Ice. 100% accurate, 70 base power, and it'll get boosted with some held items and beaten Price's gym. Snore not going to use. Hyper Beam is our pretty much a desperation move we can get later, but 150 base power, 9% accurate, so that's later in the game. Protect, Rain Dance, we can use, but I didn't go with it. I'd rather have the type diversity than have like a one-hit shot, one powerful, one move that doesn't cover all the typings. Endure, Frustration, not going to use. Thunder, it's very powerful, especially for this Pokemon. It would be great, but accuracy is garbage, and I'm not going to deal with it. I'd rather just deal with another move. Return is 100 base power. I'm sorry, it's 102 base power when it's fully maxed out. 100% accurate. It's physical move. Double Team, Swagger, Sleep Talk, not going to use. Rest can come in handy. Attract can come in, not going to use. Surf, very useful to this Pokemon. 95 base power, about 142 base power with Stab. 100% accurate. Flash, not going to use. Whirlpool and Waterfall, also not going to use. So, not a bad moveset with this Pokemon. But the problem is you just don't get a lot of this stuff till later. So there is 2 moves that aren't mentioned on here. You get 2 moves via what do they call, like a tutor, and they can actually teach you a move. And those 2 moves are, I'm getting them right now, are Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. We actually will end up using both of them in this playthrough. We gotta save a lot of money to do that, but those moves are pretty critical to beating the end of this game. There are some other moves with this Pokemon you can get via like breeding and whatnot. They're not very good, so that's not important to this Pokemon. What is important is those 2 moves we get in the post game, post Elite Four. They're very powerful. So with that being said, we're finishing up with Pokemon Tower, and we are going to go ahead and fight these last couple trainers in here. So the biggest part of this playthrough is getting through the early grind. Okay, I've had Pokemon that are at 22 minutes and they've already beaten Bugsy. So, and yeah, so the next couple playthroughs are going to be kind of tough, and they're going to be kind of like this because they're baby Pokemon. So that's something I'm going to have to deal with. That's not your problem, that's my problem. You just get to see the product of the work to do it. So, alright, so we're finished up with this trainer. We barely beat this Hoot Hoot. And we beat, yep, and we're going to go fight this guy. I think we might have to go out and heal. It's possible, because I think we were out of flails. So we're going to go ahead. And look, our rival looks like Knuckles. Look, wait till he turns around. Yep, it looks like Knuckles. There you go. And we're going to face his last trainer. Now, Chinchou, like I said, tough Pokemon, frustrating Pokemon. And if you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe and comment. I didn't add in the air bubbles because I got no one comment on it last week. I didn't know if they liked it, they thought it was funny. I don't know. I don't have any feedback. So if I continue to get them, I have tons of jokes I can throw in at any given moment during any playthrough. But doesn't seem like people liked it. No one commented on it. So if you don't comment on it, I don't know you like it. So, and we're gonna go ahead and take on Faulkner. He is the first badge in the game, and here's the graphic I created for the previous video that I'm using on this one now. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go for Thunder Wave. It's gonna make it so he can't attack every time. Mud Slap is supposed to be super effective. It didn't do that much damage, but what it does do, it also lowers your accuracy. So that's kind of the downside to Mud Slap. And another disadvantage of this Pokemon is we don't get any of these early game moves. Don't get Mud Slap, don't get Headbutt. I mean, half the body of this thing is like a freaking head. Don't know why Headbutt wouldn't be a very advantageous move for this Pokemon to have, but it is what it is. But we move on to from our first gym, Faulkner, and we're going to go on to Bugsy, who I thought Bugsy, honestly, is the thing going on with me. He looks like a Boy Scout. I actually thought it was a girl for a long time. But he's going to come out with a Metapod. Metapod, it can't really do much other than maybe lower my accuracy with String Shot or harden itself. Kakuna can do a couple things. Kakuna can actually poison you. And so he's going to go for Harden. We get a one-shot. Very good. We got full health going into the Scyther. Scyther's the one that's problematic, because Scyther's very powerful. It's probably one of the best bug types, I wouldn't say ever, but definitely in the first couple generations. But we get a pretty easy and pretty handily win over Bugsy. And now we're going to go on to our rival. Rival's not going to be too much of a problem. We do have some actual special moves, so we can hit ghosts. Usually Ghastly can be a headache with that. So Ghastly will be a two-shot, but we get put to sleep. And not a lot of damage being done by Ghastly. So Bailey's going to come out, and we're going to go for Thunder Wave. So Bailey basically has to split its turns. So we're going to confuse it so it can attack itself occasionally. And now we're going to go for Flail, which doesn't do much at all. So we might have to go for Water Gun. It does a little bit more than Flail. We really need actually we need to get some damage, because Flail will actually do more damage if we're damaged. So, but we keep going for Confusion, hoping to get a little bit of help from. Now we're getting a little more damage. Very good. So see how much Razor Leaf did there. So Razor Leaf sucks. I don't like it. And we're going to go for Flail, and we're going to go for Water Gun just to be safe. And we get the win against our rival. And with the rival done and dusted, we're going to move on to Whitney's gym. Now, there's a lot of things that happen between our second rival fight and Whitney, but there's nothing that happens that's important to the story. We get the bike. We go talk to the girl that is a gossiper, and will eventually help us get a Water Gun to get past Sudowoodo, or a Squirt Gun, not a Water Gun. And we also get Dig, things like that. So those things are happening, but they're not super important that I need to show you. But those things do happen. We do go buy some, look for TMs and stuff. This Pokemon can't get any of the TMs we can buy at this point in the game, except for ones in the game corner, since we're not going to do. But now we're going to face Whitney. And Whitney the progression of gym leaders is weird in this game, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So we're going to go for Thunder Wave. We go into this not fully healed, so that was my mistake. But we're going to try to get this win regardless of being fully healed or not. So goal here is going to get Leaf Fairy knocked out. Now I thought having not being fully healed, quote unquote, would be helpful, because I thought it'd make Flail more powerful, but I guess it's not doing enough, and we don't do enough damage, and we lose to Whitney, which is not fun. So we're going to go ahead and come back, and I hope we healed. If we're not healed still, that's pretty dumb. We must be dumb. Yep, we're dumb. Okay, so we can still beat her, even if we don't fully heal. So first thing we're going to do is confuse, that way we don't get hit. Now we get hit with poison gas. So once that happens, I'm just like, you know what, this is just some utter tomfoolery by the AI. So at this point I'm deciding I'm going to go ahead and restart, and now this is where I add in the potion. I'm going to heal up. There's a super potion somewhere right there. Boom, bada bing, full health. Now let's try it. So now we're going to be Whitney. We're not going to have this tomfoolery where, you know, we're going to get poisoned and all this other crap. We're just going to go ahead and get fully healed. That way we have enough hit points to handle everything. So one good thing about this Pokemon, and when it evolves it gets better, is we do have a lot of hit points. So here's what I meant by the gym leaders. In Generation 1, gym leaders progressively get more Pokemon. So Rock had 2, Misty had 2, and then Lieutenant Surge had 3, and then Erica had 3 as well. And then it gradually progresses, okay? So for some reason, and now we're adding Spark, which is nice. For some reason, we decided we're gonna have, Faulkner's gonna have 2. Ooh, look at this graphic. Oh, guess we're facing Sudowoodo. And Faulkner had 2, and then Bugsy had 3, and then we dropped that back down to 2. And then the next gym leader, which is Morty's gonna have 3. And so now we're facing this battle with these Komodo girls. So go and watch these. They're all pretty simple. But and then Chuck goes down to 2, and then you go to Price. Price has 3, and then Jasmine has 3, and then you go to Claire. She has 4. But in like normal Pokemon Generation 1, like by the time we get to Giovanni, he has pretty much a full team, and we just don't encounter that. So it's just a little weird how they progress this in the game. And then when you go over to the Kanto, you have kind of the same issue where it's just like some gym leaders have like 2 Pokemon, some have like 4. Some have like 5, and like Blaine, who's one of the last gym leaders you face, only has 3. It's just very weird to me. It's just very odd that it's like that. But I mean, it is what it is. But I'm just pointing out some irregularities, and I won't say hypocrisy, just something weird that's in the game. That love the game, but it's just a weirdness to it. So we're facing the Komodo girls. What's nice about the Komodo girls is when we beat them, we get a very powerful move, which levels us up pretty significantly. We just got Spark, which gives us a very good stab move, right? Yeah, Spark. But we're about to get Surf, and once we get Surf, Surf is significantly more powerful. So now we're going to talk to this guy. I don't know why I'm sitting here watching them dance, but we do beat him. And we do get Surf, and Surf gets added to our move set immediately. It's a very powerful move. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're talking. We added it. I didn't show us adding it. So what I did want to do is show you that you do get some other things here. So after this, so you can always choose to do this. One thing good thing about Generation 2 is you can kind of choose your own adventure. You can go in whatever order you want to do. So what I'm doing right now is usually I don't face Komodo girls because surfing is not really relevant, but it is relevant for this Pokemon because he learns it. But right now we're on our way to get Hidden Power. So Hidden Power either A could be very useful in this moment, or it could be useful in the future. But eventually got to get it. But I decided to face Komodo girls first and then go get Hidden Power. We're using Hidden Power Ice. But the reason why I wanted to show this as well is because this happens. We evolve from Chinchou to Lanturn. And with that evolution, we're going to show you the stats. HP is 125. So like I said, that pretty much doubled. That almost doubled. We were at 65. Now we're at 125. Attack is 58, so it gets a little bit better. And defense gets a little bit better at 58. But it's not great, especially for an evolved Pokemon. 76 special attack and 76 special defense. Those get better. So now our special moves, which most of our moves are special except for like Return and Flail. So they are every other move is special, so it coincides very well. And then speed is 67. I said speed didn't change, so we go from being a fast first stage to a slow second stage. But the progression we're having here is right now where we're at is we are going to get a couple things. There's a rare candy up here we're going to get. It's kind of a little bit time consuming because there's a lot of wall bumping at 4 times speed is what it is though. But we're going to go head on up here. And we're going to get the rare candies right there. And so there's 2 more things we're going to get up here. Another one is this little Pokeball you're seeing right there. That is an elixir. So elixir is nice for whenever you got to face the Elite Four eventually. Because then you can replenish all your power points without going back and healing. And you can't do that in Elite Four anyway. So that comes in handy pretty nice. And we're going to go ahead. And that's a big difference between Generation 1 and 2. Is Generation 1, you pretty much needed at least 2 or 3 of the elixirs. Because the gym leaders seem to be a little more challenging. In this generation, you seem to have a lot of power points to be able to handle it. Probably because you're over leveled when you get there. But we got Hidden Power, and now we're going to face our rival. I don't think we added Hidden Power yet. We're going to wait till a little bit later. But we go and face our, I think it's our 3rd rival fight. Comes out with a Haunter. We have Surf. Surf's going to obliterate it. Okay, we level up. Very nice. And this would have been a useful way to use the move Hidden Power. Because Hidden Power would have given us the ability to probably 2-shot that thing because, it's weak to ice. And then Zubat comes out. Zubat would have also been weak to ice, but Surf and Spark, and pretty much anything would have knocked that thing out. Now we're going to face Morty. Hey, there's Morty. Oh, it's the wrong Morty. Morty. And we're going to face Morty, the gym leader. Oh, jeez, Rick. So Surf is a 1-shot on the Ghastly. Oh, jeez, Rick. And we 1-shot the Haunter. Sorry, it's my half-ass impression of Morty from Rick and Morty. So now we get put to sleep. Now here's where the fun stuff happens. Gengar will replenish itself, Surf, and we're just hoping that we can just wake up and attack. And we're not going to, so he's going to knock us out. It's not enough. Maybe we get lucky, I don't know, I doubt it. But we get knocked out. And yeah, we got a little bit unlucky there. Hypnosis has like a 55% chance of hitting or something like that, maybe even 60. So really it's a coin flip on whether he's going to hit it or not. We could also wake up immediately and not have a problem. But we're going to try this battle again against Morty. Morty. Surf is a 1-shot on the Ghastly, 1-shot on the Haunter. So those 2 are going down pretty quick. Gengar, we're going to go for Thunder Wave just to make it so we can go first and paralyze it so it can't attack us. Very good. One little modification and we get a 1-shot on the Haunter. So very good. Blitz through Morty, and then we move on to Chucky Boy. So Chuck, we actually have decent moves for his whole team. And like I said, he only has 2 Pokemon. He should have at least 4. I don't know why they didn't do that. But we're going to start with Primate. Primate's going to go down to 1 Surf, or 1 Spark. No. Okay, we went for Spark. I don't know why we didn't go for Surf. It's more powerful, would have knocked him out. But we're making this battle more interesting than it has to be. Now here's where the AI is going to cheat a little bit. We're going to go for Spark. It's not a 1-shot. He gets a Hypnosis. And he lands 1. He misses one. I think he lands 2 different dynamic punches. A 50% accurate move, and he hits 2 out of 4. I guess it's 50% accurate. Now it's a little bit less. Okay, so not quite as bad as I thought. But we are confused now as well. To wake up and hit Spark, luckily. That could have been two different battles. But right here we get Surf. So if you go back to this town and go talk to this guy on a rock, I think he's stranded there, honestly. But he has a mystic water he can give you. So we offer to take it for him. And we go give the medicine to Ampharos. Ampharos, I can't wait to play through as this Pokemon. It's one of my favorite Pokemon Generation 1. And then we move on and take Jasmine. I thought initially I would need Hidden Power Fire to beat Jasmine, but come to find out, Surf's pretty awesome. And Surf will one-shot the Magnemite, very good. Surf will also one-shot the Magnemite, the second Magnemite, very good. And will it one-shot the Steelix? It will one-shot the frickin' Steelix. And I was thinking for a long time I needed Hidden Power Fire. And with Jasmine beat, we're going to go ahead and move on and face Red Gyarados. So Red Gyarados, oh, there he is, it spins. And Red Gyarados is going to be pretty much a one shot, not even going to be a problem. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. What YouTube channel is that from? Let me know in the comment section down below. A little trivia for YouTube. And we're going to talk to Lance Lauer with the Flyers, and he's going to ask us to come help him take out Team Rocket, which is so boring, but we have to do that to beat face Price. So Price is going to come out. He is the Ice-type trainer. Not really any advantage against us. We actually have a super big advantage against him, and this is something I've never seen before. So Seal comes out. That's not something I've seen. I've seen a Seal before. Okay, even a real life Seal, not the Pokemon version. Okay, what's different to me is that he switched around the order in which these Pokemon came out. Never seen Price do that prior to this battle. So he actually came out with his Piloswine second because he thought maybe it's a ground type, it could withstand the electric type. But we ended up beating him and Dugong and beat Price and move on to our 4th rival fight. Our 4th rival, we're getting to the point where our rival is pretty much non-existent almost. So that's a one-shot on the Golbat. Meganium, like I said, right now would be a great time to have. So Razor Leaf does these amount. Right now would be a great time to have Hidden Power Ice because we can do a lot more damage to Meganium. Now we end up knocking it out in like 3 hits. That's fine. We are around half health, but everything else on this team can go down in a one-shot. And Haunter's going to go down to a one-shot. Very good. We beat... oh, no, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. And one shot on the Sneasel. So we beat our rival again. And now we're going to go ahead and face Claire. Claire is the Dragon Trainer. We have Hidden Power Ice. We are holding the Mystic... Never Melt Ice. And we beat Price's Gym. It gives us another 10% boost on our attack. Or our ice attacks. So this is going to be a cakewalk. The only one that might be a problem is the last one, which is a... Kingdra, and the Kingdra is part water, so it works, but also part dragon, so dragon resists the electric moves. It's not really a great move here, but regardless of that, Spark will be a 3-shot no matter how you do it. We did get him paralyzed, that helped a lot. And with Claire beat, we'll move on to the Victory Road. We face our final rival battle, and then we'll never have to talk about this idiot ever again. And it comes out with a Sneasel. Sneasel's going to be a one-shot with return. Very good. Now it's going to come out with a Meganium. We do have Hidden Power Ice now, so look how powerful that is on a one-shot. Very good. Magneton comes out. I hope we go for Surf. Surf's going to be a one-shot. Very good. Haunter's going to come out. Should also be a one-shot with Surf. Very good. And the last Pokemon he has, he had a Kadabra, and it's a one-shot on the Kadabra. Oh, I'm sorry. He had one more Pokemon. I feel a little dumb now. Golbat goes down to 1 Hidden Power Ice. So we beat our rival, and now we're going to move on to the Elite Four. And I will pause the stats and go over the stats when we get to it. So our level 47 when we go into the Elite Four, we're holding the Never Melt Ice, which means a 10% boost in our ice moves. So Hidden Power Ice is usually 70 base power, another 10% from Never Melt Ice. It's another, it puts at 77. And then another 10% boost beating Price's Gym. It's about an 80 some base power move. So that's where we're at with that. We also have Spark, which is electric. It's a 98 with Stab. Very powerful move. It'll help us on some handful of things in the Elite Four. Return is our physical move. If we needed to hit anything physical that is weak to physical, that's what we're going to go with. It's 102 base stat at this point. If we're holding the pink bow, it goes up another 10%. And Windage Gym gives it a 10% boost. So that's pretty nice. We have not had an electric or water gym, so we don't get a boost in those two moves until we go into Kanto. And then Surf is a 142 base, 142 with Stab power move. And it's very nice. It's very powerful, this Pokemon. So great moveset. It's actually pretty good diversity. So we're going to go ahead and look at the stats of this Pokemon. And our attack right now is 93. Our defense right now is 88. Our special attack is 111, special defense is 111, and speed is 102. So like I said, our physical stuff is not the greatest. Our special stuff is good and our speed's decent, but our physical stuff is not, and our hit points are pretty solid as well. So let's go ahead and take on the Elite Four. The Elite Four, the first one in the Elite Four is Will. Will is going to come out with his team of Psychic Pokemon, and he's going to start off with a Xatu. Now we have two different moves we can use on Xatu, but Hidden Power or Spark, either one of them will knock it out in one go. Very good. We level up to level 48. Exeggutor comes out. We're going to go for Hidden Power Ice. And it is not a one-shot. Exeggutor is actually very bulky, both special and physical defense. So we're going to have Jinx come out, and this is where our physical move comes in handy with Return. It's a one-hit knockout. Xatu will also be a one-shot with Spark. Very good. And now the last Pokemon we have come out is Slowbro. Spark should be a two-shot because it's a water type. Yeah. He has pretty good special. Slowbro has very good special. So we beat Will pretty handily and move on to Koga. Koga is a poison, not poison gym leader, but poison. He uses poison a lot. And so he comes out with an Ariados. We can go for Ariados and go for Hidden Power Ice, and it'll be a two-shot on the Ariados. Hopefully, he does for double team, but hopefully it doesn't affect our accuracy very good. Now Fortress comes out. We're going to go for Hidden Power Ice again. We're going to go for Surf. Surf does way more and knocks out two shots. More or less, Fortress is supposed to come out and eat up damage. So now we're going to go for Spark against the Venomoth, and we get the knockout. Very good. So we have two Pokemon left. Muck comes out. Surf will be a two-shot. Minimize is supposed to make us miss, but it doesn't. And the last Pokemon is Crobat, which we could use Spark on. And I don't think it's going to be a one-shot, and it's not. We do Paralyze, which is great. Goes for a full restore, so it healed with that. We did hit a double team, so our actually went down. But we still beat Koga on our first try. Very good. Now, Bruno comes out, and he's got his fighting team. He's a lot better than this one, so we do talk about Bruno a smidge. But hit him on top. He outspeeds us. No, he doesn't. I'm sorry. He has quick attack, and that's what outspeeds us. So he goes for Dig. Dig does a decent amount of damage, but not a lot. You'd think it'd do more. It is a ground-type move. But Surf is not going to be a one-shot on Hitmonlee, so this is where the problem with Bruno happens, is we just don't have anything that can one-shot these guys. So Return does about the same as Surf. So we're down to 96 health. We have two Pokemon left. Onix will be a one-shot. That one I'm not worried about. It's the last one, which is Machamp. Machamp has very good physical, and he just one shot. Well, we were at 96 health, but he did knock us out. So we're gonna try this battle again. We just gotta have a little bit more health when we get to Machamp. So we're gonna go ahead and go for Return, get the knockout. Very good. We have some health is diminished a little bit. Return will be a two-shot, and he went to identify us, which is great because he didn't actually hit us, which is good. Return will be a two-shot on the Hitmonchan. We have a little bit more health than we did last time, so we're going to come out with Onix. Onix will be a one-shot. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I'm not worried about Onix. Onix is my concern. My concern is Machamp hitting another cross chop, and it knocked me down completely, like taking me out of the game. However, it doesn't do that, and it goes for a max potion anyway and gets in the healing loop. We still knock it out. We win, and we move on to Claire. So Claire, I'm sorry. Is it Claire? No, it's not Claire. It's whatever her name is. Whatever her name is. So we're facing her, and her Pokemon, it's always the same Pokemon with her that give me problems. It's that stupid Umbreon. I think it gives that one problems, not just her. It's Karen, not Claire. I'm sorry. And it's always that first Pokemon gives problems because it sand attacks you, it can confuse you, all those other things, which makes the rest of the battle very difficult. So these trainers are very well designed. Like with Koga, you're supposed to get poisoned by the Ariados, and then he brings out a Fortress and basically stalls out the battle until you get poisoned. You lose being poisoned. Okay, so we lose to a Murkrow, which is not fun. So now we're going to face Karen again. Karen and her shenanigans, but we're going to face her again. Umbreon comes out. We'll go for Spark. And we get the Paralyze, which is good, but we still get our accuracy lowered. Not fun. Not fun at all. And we get Confuse Raid. And we return, and we just gotta get this thing knocked out. Still don't knock it out. And we push through the confusion, which is great. So we get to Vileplume, not paralyzed this time. Okay, Hidden Power Ice. We don't get Stun Spored, thank God. And we just keep missing attacks, though. And we miss again. And knock it out, very good. And Gengar comes out, and we just gotta have a powerful enough move. We misclick. He curses us. Little foul mouth, little jerk. And now we're at Murkrow. Murkrow will be a one-shot with Spark as long as we can hit. Now this is where having accuracy issues comes in, because we're going to take damage every turn because of Curse. Okay, Houndoom comes out. If we just hit Surf one time, it'll be a one-hit knockout. Very good. And does that beat Karen? That does beat Karen. So a little bit of luck involved, but now we're going to face Lance, the liar with the flyers. All of his Pokemon can fly. They're all flying type. Okay, Gyarados comes out. Spark will be a one-shot. Not even have to worry about Gyarados at all. One-shot. Hit him and move on. Dragonite comes out. Hidden Power Ice. One-shot. Very good. Next Pokemon, Dragonite. One-shot with Hidden Power Ice. Very good. Dragonite number 3, the last one, the most powerful one, does not one-shot, but we do get a two-shot. It's fine. So we take a lot of damage from Outrage, but there's a reason why he went for them first, because the Charizard is going to be a one-shot because he's Fire-type, and the Rock-type flying Pokemon is going to be a one-shot with Surf as well. So we beat Lance. We beat the champion. 2 hours and 3 minutes 58 seconds. I have not talked about the speed of this playthrough because it was kind of a slog because of the early game. The mid game went a little bit faster, but he's gonna get us locked in as the champion. And when that's done, and come on, Lanturn, very good, right there. So 2 hours and 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Not a great time. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna play through this again in the future just to see if I can get a better time. Maybe even include like an egg move. That's something I may do in the future. But with this being done, we can go ahead and do the Kanto, the post game, and we're gonna have a much improved moveset that we're gonna get when we do that. So go ahead, and it's kind of it's not really halftime. It's like 2/3 or 3/4 of the movie's done. But go ahead, and we're gonna go on to Kanto. And with the Elite Four done and dusted, we're gonna go ahead and head towards Kanto with a revitalized Stealth, because we've added 2 fantastic moves to this moveset. We're gonna get on the SS Aqua, get off the SS Aqua, and go face Lieutenant Surge. He is electric type, so he's probably the worst one we could start out with. But Raichu comes out. We're actually going to be playing with Raichu next week a little bit. Surf is a one-shot, very good. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but the 2 moves we've added is Thunderbolt, and we've added Ice Beam. They're both 95 base power. Thunderbolt is stab, so you're looking at 142 base power electric move. Much improved over Spark. And Ice Beam gives us a much improved move over Hidden Power Ice. I really wish we didn't have to use Hidden Power Ice. We could use Hidden Power Fire, and Ice Beam was available earlier. That would have been amazing, but it is what it is. So our moveset is Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Return, and Surf. So now we're going to face Sabrina. No Whip in this generation. Sabrina's going to come out with an Espeon. Espeon is going to be a 2-shot. It goes for Sand Attack. That's awesome. Oh, actually, it's lowered now. Mr. Mime comes out. We go for Surf, which will be a 2-shot. It's 100% accurate move, and a miss because it's stupid Sand Attack. We take a Psychic. We have a lot of, like I said, we have a lot of hit points right now. So taking damage is not going to be a problem. And Psychic does a decent amount, but we get the knockout on the Alakazam. Nope, we don't yet. We got to get one more in return. Very good. So we beat Sabrina pretty handily, and we're going to move right on to her neighbor in Erica. Erica is the grass type leader. We have Ice Beam. This battle will be pretty much a foregone conclusion. Ice Beam will one-shot Tangela. Ice Beam should also one-shot the Jumpluff. Very good. Ice Beam should also one-shot the Victory Bell. Very good. And in the last Pokemon, Blossom should also be a one-shot. And boom, knock it out. Very good. Done and dusted. Took care of Erica. It's 3 down, and we got, what, 5 more to go. So now we're going to face Janine, who's probably one of the worst gym leaders in this in Kanto in this generation. So Thunderbolt will be a one-shot on the Crobat. Very good. Ariados will be a one-shot with Ice Beam. Very good. Next Pokemon, Weezing. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use Surf. It's the most powerful move we have right now, so we take out with Surf. Weezing comes out. Weezing should also be the same move. Surf, one shot, very good. Last Pokemon is going to be a Venomoth. Don't know what its typing is. It's very confusing. It's fire electric type. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to that's what my daughter says when she doesn't know what to say. Oh, we're gonna go on to face Misty. Golduck's a one shot. We have electric moves and we have Surf. This will be a pretty much a sweep of an entire team. So we're doing the post game very good. First game's going very fast. So that's knockout on the Lapras. Now Starmie is knockout. I know that Venomoth is not fire electric, for the record. If you've ever watched Scott's Thoughts, he has a running gag where it's a different typing every time. So, because he always thought it was like bug poison or bug psychic or flying. It's a rotation because it could be all those things. So now we're facing Brock, Wakanda Forever. Surf one-shots both of his first 2 Pokemon. And now with this Pokemon being part water, part electric, we can use, or part water, part rock, we can use Thunderbolt. One shot to Kabutops, one shot to Amistar, and that leaves only 1 Pokemon left, which I believe is his Onix, and that'll be a Surf or an Ice Beam. Knock it out. Very good. Done and dusted. 5 down. I'm sorry, 6 down and 2 to go. So now we are facing Blaine's gym. Blaine's going to come out with Macargo, and we have Surf. So this entire interaction will be very minuscule at best. 1 shot on the Macargo, 1 shot on the Rapidash, very good. 1 shot on the Magmar, very good. And that's it. That's Blaine. It's weird in Generation 2 that in Kanto, some gym leaders will give you a TM and some won't. This is very weird to me. I think maybe this ran out of space for TMs. I don't know. But now we're going to face Blue or Gary, whichever one you want to call him. So we start with Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt will be a 1 shot on the Pidgeot, very good. Okay, we're going to level up with that. Level 62, very nice. Okay, now we're also going to face off against the Executor. Ice Beam will not be a 1 shot, like I said, very bulky. But we get a, it's going to eventually be a 2 shot, but he heals, so we're going to have to do it 3 times. And he's going to full heal again. We're in a nice little healing loop here, Executor. And then 1 more, very good. Get the win, or get the knockout. Now we're going to face Alakazam. Alakazam will go down. I misclicked. It should have been Return. Return would have been a 1 shot. Very good. Get the knockout. And we're holding the leftovers now, so it's replenishing our health. So nothing's boosting any of our attacks. It's just, we're just getting the health back. Okay? And then Gyarados comes out. Final Pokemon. Thunderbolt will be, actually not final. There's 1 more Pokemon. Thunderbolt will be a 1 shot. And then the last Pokemon is Arcanine. Surf should be a 1 shot. Extreme Speed does not do enough to knock us out. But we do get the knockout. We beat Blue. And now we're going to move on to Red. Red is kind of tough. I didn't have the display for Red because you'll see why here in a minute. Surf is going to be a 1 shot on Pikachu. Very good. And Espeon's going to come out. And we don't really have anything great for Espeon. So I'm going for Thunderbolt, which will be a 2 shot. Now, pretty much every Pokemon on this team I have something for except for 1 Pokemon. One Pokemon is the bane of my existence when it comes to this playthrough. Ice Beam will be a 2 shot on the Venusaur. It was going for Solar Beam, so that's why it didn't hit me. And then the next Pokemon is the one that's been a pain in my butt the last like 3 or 4 playthroughs. Okay, Snorlax comes out. It goes for Body Slam and paralyzes me. Now this is the problem. 1, I have nothing, can just 1 shot the Snorlax. Nothing. Okay? That's the problem with Snorlax. You just have nothing that can knock him out. So we have a couple rare candies, and we gave a couple rare candies. Now there's the graphic, because now this is when the battle really begins, when we're at full health, 75 HP. We do have three rare candies left over. So we knock out Pikachu. Very good. And Espeon comes out. We're going to go for Hyper Beam on the Espeon, hoping for the knockout, but we don't get it. And so now we're back to the same old place. We do have, like I said, leftovers on still, so we're replenishing some health. So Hyper Beam is the knockout. Don't know why I did that, so now I got to replenish my stuff. Awesome. Ice Beam is not going to be a 1 shot. He's going to go for Solar Beam. And Solar Beam knocks us completely out. That sucks. We're going to go for this battle again. We started over. Surf is a 1 shot on Pikachu. Pikachu's not the problem. Pikachu's not a problem. Even though he does have a type advantage, he's not the problem. Because we can just 1 shot him and move on. Thunderbolt will be a 2 shot on Espeon right now. We have a decent amount of health going into the Venusaur, and he's not going to hit us. So Venusaur will let us replenish some of our health, maybe even get the full strength. And Ice Beam again, very good. Get the knockout. So that brings out Snorlax again. And we, like I said, we just don't have anything good against him. And he goes for a special up, so I'm hoping something physical can do a lot of damage. That is a fully charged, full Hyper Beam, and we don't even do half. We do about 80 or 40%. Okay, and he's paralyzed us again, so foregone conclusion, he's just going to knock us out. So we're going to try this again. And we're eventually going to get a good one because we've added the last 3 rare candies we have. Puts us at level 78. So Pikachu, again, foregone conclusion, he's been good. He's been fine. Espeon will be a 2 shot with Surf, and all we had was he just went for Reflect, which is good. Okay, so now we're gonna go for Ice Beam. Ice Beam will be a 2-shot, so I'm not worried about Venusaur. We have full health finally going into the Snorlax. Snorlax, we need to get something that's going to do a little bit of damage and hope for a Paralyze. We've got the Paralyze right there. That's exactly what we wanted. So we're going to should go for Thunderbolt again. Now if he goes for Rest, he will heal that, but he does have to be asleep for 2 turns. So now we are paralyzed, which is awesome. And again, we're just not knocking it out. We're fully paralyzed, but he's attacking through it. So a little bit more intestinal fortitude, I guess, might be the best way to put that. So I think this is the winning attempt. Okay? So, we go for Surf, as usual. As per tradition, knock out the Pikachu. Very good. Okay. Espeon comes out. We're going to go for Thunderbolt, which will be a 2-shot. Okay, goes for its defense up. Very good. Now we're going to go for Venusaur, Ice Beam on it. It's going to be a 2-shot. That's pretty much been a foregone conclusion this entire time. And now we're going to go ahead and go for Snorlax. We need Thunderbolt to paralyze. Okay. Or a critical hit Thunderbolt would be awesome right now. And he keeps going for upping his special. So we get a critical hit, which skips over any kind of accuracy or defense buffs. So now we just got a 1-shot on the Charizard. Very good. And the last Pokemon is Blastoise, which, don't know if you know this, we're electric type. And so we get the 1-shot on the Blastoise. Very good. We finally beat Red. We beat Red at 2 hours, 44 minutes, and 25 seconds. So that's the playthrough. Okay, that is the playthrough. I'm going to let it play a little bit more to get to the credits. So, yeah. And he's just going to sit there and ... So, not going to get the credits. I think I cut out the credits on this. So, we end up beating our rival, or beating Red, and end up with a playthrough time of 2 hours and 44 minutes and 27 seconds. Not a great time. But the type of coverage that we had, it's that early game slog, man. It took us like 30 minutes to get through the first gym. And there's not really any other moves you can add. It's just level up until you basically got to get through the first 3 gyms before you can add any moves. That's the best way I can describe that. And I think that caused us to have such a slow playthrough. And once we got Surf and stuff, it picked up pretty quick. So yeah, not a problem with that. But I hope you guys like the new logos I have for all the gym leaders, the new displays. If you want the quote bubbles or thought bubbles that I had in the last one with the little jokes put in, please comment and let me know. No one commented and told me they liked it, so I'm like, I'm not going to do this video unless people like it. So let me know what you think. Feedback is always critical and crucial to any kind of, art-based thing, anything. I'm not like an artsy person, but anything that you do that's like design and production, unique feedback to grow with it. So let me know what you think, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you made it this far, you are awesome. You made it all the way to the end. Next week and next couple weeks actually gonna be pretty rough because I got like Pichu. I'm gonna let them evolve, but they don't evolve like normal Pokemon. They don't evolve at like level 10 or something, or 12, or even like 30. They evolve when the friendship's a certain way. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section down below. This is JD. This is JD's Nerdverse, and you guys have a good one, and see ya.